You're listening to Saturdays at 6. My name is Kerry Hines. Now, we would like to bring on the line Miss Krystal Brown, and she is a personal representative from the estate of Mr. Marlon Brown, and we will let Miss Krystal Brown tell you a little bit more about her story. Krystal, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
Now, I would like for you to take us back. This is an extraordinary story that kind of came over the wire to us, and we'd like for you to share the story and kind of take us back a little bit about what happened to Mr. Marlon Brown. So please feel free to just go ahead and start and give us a little background about this story.
On May 8th, the morning of May 8th, Marlon Brown was chased for an alleged seatbelt violation by an Officer Harris, who violated policies and procedures during the pursuit, ended up in his death by being hit with the vehicle.
Now, we saw this, there is a video. Let's just, our listeners out there know, there is a video that exists that kind of, that shows pretty much what happened. Am I understanding correctly?
You're correct. We have a video that's out there that speaks the truth about what happened that morning.
And this video, it's pretty much out there on the Internet. I just did a regular search and was able to see it right away. So this is not something that is not even kind of like public knowledge pretty much. Am I correct? It's out there?
That's a correct statement. I believe we have over 3 million people that have actually taken a look at that truthful video.
Okay, and Ms. Brown, now we want to make sure everybody knows what kind of happened and how this actually kind of occurred. So we understand there was a pursuit. Are you at liberty to tell us anything more, like say, how did it come about that he was being pursued to begin with? Is there anything that you could shed any light on that part?
Basically, I guess he was out driving, and the police saw him and allegedly states that he didn't have a seatbelt on. So that was by the deputy sheriff who initiated a traffic stop, and then somewhere in that the police department, the Land Police Department, came on board and continued and began a pursuit.
See. Now, and I see, and just so that we can just let the folks know a little bit more about the personal side of this story. So how many children do you guys have?
We have 2 biological children.
2 children, okay. And what are their ages and so forth, just so that our listeners can understand a little bit more?
Okay, we have a 12-year-old son and a 14-year-old daughter.
Now, with something like this so drastic, and this still is very fresh, this is very fresh, and for any family to deal with, what's going on with the family? How is the family coping with something like this, and yourself, of course?
We're coping. We're a family that definitely is rooted in our beliefs in God. So, of course, He's keeping us strong. We're staying together, as well as the community is surrounding us with a lot of encouragement and prayers. And we're just moving forward, trying to get justice for Marlon and his children.
Excellent. Okay. Now, when we look at this story, and there's so much with conflict, conflicting things out there in terms of what happened, is it possible that you could tell us a little bit more about what's going on with this, with the, what occurred with the medical office, the medical examiner's office, and why there's some confusion and some conflict in terms of the stories and what happened? Would you be able to tell us a little bit more about that aspect if you're able to do so?
Yes, sir. Upon viewing the video, we clearly see that Marlon is struck by the police car. The video is objective evidence. It's pretty much the best evidence that you could get. But upon reading the medical examiner's report, she clearly states on there that Marlon was never struck by the police car, and that's the first error that we definitely see on there. As well as I have spoken to Dr. Shipping Vile in reference to the autopsy that he performed, and he has advised the family that in his expert opinion that he would have written the cause of death to be traumatic homicide. However, he was not allowed to by his superiors, and he was asked to put pending on the report. Putting pending on that report then takes it out of his hands and puts it into the hands of the chief medical examiner, Dr. Herman, which she concludes after her investigation, and she puts the cause of death as an accident, which anyone that has seen the video knows that that's not so.
Now, we cannot assume why that occurred, but is there any, I guess we'll just have to wait until this, investigation kind of concludes to figure out why someone might have, why they'd want to perhaps allegedly misrepresent the, actions that occurred that night. Like, what do they have to gain by it, so to speak? So this is something that I guess will...
I can tell you what I believe and the family believes.
Sure.
We believe that it's a cover-up. The police, the state attorneys, they work together every day. We definitely believe that there's some cover-up in all of this. We can go back to the night that it happened. The fact that the DeLand Police Department, during the whole incident that morning, their main concern was taking out the dash cam memory cards and taking them back to the police station and making 8 copies to distribute. It's not their investigation. It was definitely, and they knew that it was going to be an investigation that was going to be led by the Florida Highway Patrol. So that's another one of our questions. Why do you go in and you start tampering with evidence when you already know the Florida Highway Patrol, they're on their way to the scene? So I think everybody's just, for some reason, covering for each other. And we're going to take a stand and let them know that we're not going to tolerate it and that we're going to continue to fight for justice.
Well, I think you have done so today. And we just want to say, yes, absolutely. And again, if you're just really joining us here, we have with us on the line Ms. Krystal Brown. Now, she is the personal representative for the estate of Mr. Marlon Brown. And you've been seeing some of the stories. You guys have received some of the media attention with regards to this concern. And we certainly wish for you everything that you and your family is looking for in the way of justice.
Thank you.
Okay, and anything, we have some legal questions in terms of what's the next step and where are we with what we can expect from the legal system. And we were hoping that the attorney, Krupp, would be able to shed some light on some of this for us. So maybe he can do so a little bit later.
Yes, he will be the one to do that for you.
Okay. Is there anything that you would like to let our folks out there who are listening right now to you, is there anything that you want to share with them or any last thoughts that you have on this circumstance or situation?
Yes, I'd just like to let them know that they can go to YouTube and they can type in execution in a vegetable garden. They can take a look at the objective evidence. Don't take our word for it, but we believe that once they see the video, they'll see the truth. And we're just wanting the truth to come out and so that we can get justice for Marlon and his children.
You've heard it here, folks. Again, we want to take a moment to thank Ms. Krystal Brown for being with us on Saturdays at 6 with Kerry Hines. Stay with us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's it.